Good morning, guys. Welcome to Fishful Thinker. I'm Chad LaChance, and I appreciate you joining us right here, Austin Park. You've seen him on the show a whole bunch before if you watch, and we appreciate you watching, and we always appreciate having Austin in the boat. We've done trout, we've done walleyes, we've been all over the metro, we've even been on ice before. Absolutely. We're hoping to catch some pike to eat.
Absolutely.
You're starting with a bladed jig, which is kind of a weird deal to start off with in a lake that's mostly known for its trout fishing. I'm going to start off with a jerkbait, maybe a gulp minnow. We'll see what happens. So stay tuned, get comfortable. It should be fun. Hopefully we'll catch some pike and put them on the camp chef.
Fishful Thinker Television is brought to you by Sportsman's Warehouse, America's premier outfitter. Peterson Toyota and Toyota Trucks, moving forward. St. Croix Rod, best rods on earth. Berkeley, catch more fish. Abu Garcia, for life. Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors. And Colorado Parks and Wildlife.
Alrighty. On the chatterbait.
Pikey.
There you go. Yep, you gonna net him? You got him?
I got him here.
You gonna boat swing him here? There you go. You got him. Nice. One-handed net. Oh, and he's unhooked in the net. There you go. There's your little bladed jig right
Heck
there.
Yeah.
Now that's perfect one. That's the kind we're looking to start with, guys. And we're gonna eat some pike today, no doubt about it. And that's a good one to start with. We'll throw him right in the box. But chatterbait, we started fishing about 100 yards ago. All right, that's my first cast, guys, with the gulp minnow, and snap jigging it around, and there's pike number 2. So now we're at least 150 yards from the bank. Note to self, when you got a guy right here that's reaching for the net, I'm used to little pike, you go, oh, but we're gonna eat these pikes, so we'd rather net them and get them in the boat. Well, at any rate, there's my 4-inch gulp minnow, guys. I just tied it on a second ago. 4-inch gulp minnow on a 1/4-ounce jig head right there, standard deal, 8-pound test fluorocarbon. You know, the medium power 610 extra fast Legend Extreme, one of my favorites. And the whole premise of this show, guys, is to go ahead and catch some of these guys to eat. You know, we talk about this being a western slope fishery, pike in here doing significant damage to trout populations, potentially as far as stocking goes. According to surveys here, a lot of people prefer trout. Most people, this is certainly an area that's managed for trout as far as the region of the country goes. And the pike are populated like mad, overpopulated in here in massive numbers. But with 800 plus acres and both summer and wintertime fishing opportunities here on ice fishing, it's a fun place to come fish, that's for sure. Here we go. Nice. I watched that one pop the line jumped, guys. He's just a little guy, Austin. We'll go ahead and swing him up here. He'll be all right. We don't have to put him in the net. But he'll come on up in the boat gracefully. I felt that one. That's 2 for 2. Maybe we'll go ahead and net him next time. Maybe we'll net him next time. And water temperature here is 74 degrees. So our trout I would expect to be down. Now we did mark a thermocline. We did also speak with the biologist. There's a hard thermocline set up, which is changing water, dissolved oxygen and density at about the 18-foot mark. So we will not be fishing below that for any reason. So we expect to catch most of our fish somewhere between about 0 and 12 or 15 feet. At least that's what we're thinking so far. So far, the pike that we've contacted, of which there's been 3 of, have all been in probably, what, 7 foot, I would say. The winter fishing here you've done more of than summer, right?
I have, and you know, I've had a lot of good success, both for trout and pike, but the opportunities are great whether you're here in the summer or the winter. Yeah,
and that's the thing about the parks up here around Steamboat. You know, there's this one, there's Steamboat Lake, which is another one, Pearl Lake. They have summertime and then wintertime, and here's the funny thing, and I know this isn't your gig, but you and I even filmed some duck hunting.
Yeah.
Big game hunters coming here can camp.
Absolutely.
You can camp in this state park, you can camp up at Steamboat Lake State Park. So if you're coming in from you know, out of town somewhere, it's an opportunity to bring a fifth wheel or a camper or something and do some 3-season camping, you know, and think about big game season, September, October here in Colorado. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous time to be in Steamboat. And then the funny thing is you can go down to like Yampa River and catch the trout of your dreams.
Go right down in the tailwater right below on your day off after you kill an animal or something like that, and go and have some good success down there too.
Well, you know the funny thing, if you buy a big game license from out of state in Colorado, it automatically comes with a fishing license that's good for the whole time you're hunting. So good work on that. What'd you get this time? There you go. He looks suspiciously like the other ones. Now that'd be one of the picklin size right there. You can swing those guys. That'll be one of the picklin size ones right there. So guys, what we're gonna do is we're gonna cook some of these on the grill in a little bit, but these little guys right here, we're gonna chunk up and jar them basically, rather than eating them as whole fillets. So there's not a ton of meat on them, but we don't want to be putting them back in this fishery right here, and there's a jillion of them like that in there.
Fishful Thinker Television is brought to you by Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. Evinrude, spend more time on the water. St. Croix Rod, best rods on earth.
This whole area around Stagecoach State Park right here, scrub oak and aspens, and I mean, you just can't script better big game
Super
country.
green right now too, isn't it?
Super green right now. For this time of year, we're here to set the stage too. This is the middle of July, third week of July. So we're here in the dog days of summer, and this guy's on the, this guy waving at us, Parks and Wildlife guys coming by right there. They're going on the road that goes down to the far end of the dam down there, and you can go all the way down to the dam and fish. There's big sections of the lake that are no wake as well. So the no wake zones are excellent if you want to paddleboard or kayak or canoe and get away from everybody. And then there's big sections of the lake that you can ski and stuff like that as well. So it might only be 800 and change as far as acreage goes, but it feels bigger than that.
Certainly
for one.
does.
And the scenery around is fantastic. Now we got a mountain bike coming the other way on the walking trail. So you got all kinds of options along here, that's for sure. If you go down below the dam here, there's a tailwater section about 3/4 of a mile that's all flies and artificial lures only. Typical tailwater, loaded with, yeah, lots of fish per mile. Sure. And during big game season, to be able to come up here and camp. I mean, the elk hunting, the deer hunting, on one drive, a 3-hour drive this morning getting here, we had elk, deer, moose, and antelope.
Awesome.
You know, and you just, that's a nice drive, no matter how you look at it.
Heck yeah.
It's kind of more centrally located than you think right here. And the skiing, we don't even need to talk about, but if people come up here to camp in the winter, and they keep a half-dozen campsites open, so you can come here and camp in the winter. They keep them plowed out, they have electrical hookups, there's no water for them. They turn the water off in October, but so you won't have any running water, you'll have to use your own for that, but there is electrical hookups and you can come here and camp. All right, now we got one here. There's the boat ramp, guys. I want to talk about that. There's a little bit better one there. And we'll go ahead and put the net under this one, because that one right there we will eat.
It's gonna be lunch.
And there's my 4-inch gulp minnow. And that, friends, is why we throw minnows, because everybody eats them. Look at that, right at the tip of the snoot. I want to point out that's straight 8-pound test, try 100% fluorocarbon XL. And we're gonna eat him anyway, guys, so I'm not worried about him burning out in the net right there. But that is straight fluorocarbon. Stand on that, would you, buddy?
Yep, got it.
And there you go, perfect eating size one right there. That's what we're looking for. So we'll knock the sides off him and make lunch. You're up. It's funny, you don't think of a place having a swim beach, but we always say fish around boat ramps. We might be at, you know, what are we, probably 6,000 plus 7,000 feet in elevation. Yeah. Fishing around the boat ramp, we got a swim beach. It smells like coconut oil. Like
ski boats.
Ski boats, yeah, pontoon boats. So it's kind of a unique lake between the pike and the trout and the swim beach and the facilities. And I know at the marina right here, they rent. Some of these are probably rental boats. I know Absolutely. They rent fishing boats. They rent little pontoons, little runabout boats. So
paddleboards, kayaks,
paddleboards,
all that.
Yeah, kayaks. So be able to rent all that stuff right here. He was straight down. Oh, he's actually bigger than he looks too. Look at that. He's not, I mean, he's not giant, don't get me wrong, guys, but he's
stout. He's
perfect for what we want. And you know, I don't have a leader on here, and everyone's like, well, what are you doing with 8-pound? Look at that. There you go. There's my goal. I just picked the gulp minnow back up. I'm like, well, I don't want to read. There you go, coming up right there. Oh, look at that. Oh, I am a lucky guy. You can't even see my jig head in there with 8-pound fluoro. Look at this, guys. This is a testament to trying 100% fluorocarbon right there. I want to point that out here. Hold this rod, would you?
Got it.
Oh, you got it?
Yep.
Okay, let me get a hold of this fish real quick. I want to point out real quick, this is 8-pound, try 100% fluorocarbon. It is right on that thing's teeth right there. And I just landed him. I mean, that's not a giant pike, but I guarantee you those fangs right there are really sharp. And it did not cut that 8-pound, try 100% fluorocarbon. That is fantastic. Look at that. That's awesome. I like pockets like this for pike, where you can see there's a little drain coming off the hill. So there's gonna be a little wrinkle in the bottom. I don't have any base map or anything to tell me that, but I gotta think there's a wrinkle in the bottom. This could be an excellent spot.
By reading the shoreline contours.
Yeah, which is one of the beauties of Western reservoirs.
Yep.
And you know, the fact that it's a reservoir, We talk a lot. I get emails from people and they're like, oh, well, in Minnesota, pike coexist with everybody or whatever. Well, this is a giant fish tank. There's not a single native species in this whole thing. I talked to the biologist. There used to be suckers, flannelmouth suckers, and some others. They don't show up anymore. Dace and sculpin that would be in the river that was originally here, they don't show up anymore. So it's a big giant fish tank. Fish, there you go. And it's got fish in this fish tank. And by the way, there's that pocket that we had confidence in. Yep. I'll get a net. That's a perfect one for our little cooking session here. I got it. You got it?
You popped off.
Oh, he popped off. Ay, ay, ay.
Fishful Thinker Television is brought to you by Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors. Peterson Toyota and Toyota Trucks, moving forward. And Colorado Parks and Wildlife.
And one thing I will say about this type of a place, you look and you got everything from full showers to primitive camping, RV hookups. If you're coming here and you can do it, don't show up here on a weekend if you can avoid it. If you can fish weekdays and come up here and camp during the weekdays, you're gonna be better off. If you're gonna do weekends, you know, May, early June,
yep.
September and October.
Even right when that ice is coming off, some of the best fishing of the year you can get after.
Yeah, and that's typically, we talked to the park manager, that's gonna be sometime around late April on average, could be a little later, a little earlier, that you're gonna start seeing the ice come off here. But if you can show up here then, I suspect you're gonna catch a whole bunch of fish. I mean, we're here in the dog days of summer. Coming right down that bank like that. It's in the strike zone the whole time.
Fish.
There you go. There you go. What'd he bite? He's on your bladed jig? White bladed jig. Back to the white one, huh? I'll get you right here. We'll go ahead and net that guy right there. Easy. There you go. I didn't know you were gonna pick him up out of the drink. All right, there's another perfect one for our pickling session right there, guys. So, you know, we're talking about, we don't waste anything here at Fishful Thinker. We don't ever, look at that, you hooked him weird.
Yeah, I did.
We don't ever waste food of any kind. Look at this. He's played before, big old scar on his side. And so these guys will take the meat out the side, we'll cut it down into chunks, and then we'll cook it down such and jar it. And it'll be pickled, it'll be delicious. As early in the day as it is for that storm to be rolling in, I gotta think that it'll blow through. Get him? There you go. There's almost a double. Oh, you got a jumping pike.
It looked like a walleye for a second almost.
It did look like a walleye for a second. I wasn't even sure what you had right there. We'll go ahead and net him right here though.
He's got that gulp minnow down deep in his throat too.
That's okay. See, by the way, we got him to put down his bladed jig when let's go, there we go, there we go. That'll make for some good eating size pike right there. I'll let you deal with him. And he got your gulp minnow too, look at that.
He did.
Behind the boat. Oh, there he goes. That one got you deep too. We're gonna test the limits of the fluorocarbon right here, that's for sure.
Trilene's gonna lift right on up and he'll be fine.
Oh, there was another one right there. Yeah. There you go. We'll box that one for pickle size. There you go. I shouldn't have told him to get his gulp minnow out, guys. All right, guys, so you may or may not notice we've got significant weather bearing down us, and we're less than 2 hours into our filming. We want to fish some more. We don't want to die today in the boat, especially this guy. He's taller than me, so I feel all right, but he may not. So we're gonna put this thing on the trailer. We're gonna take a break, and hopefully the weather gives us a chance to come back out. Fish. He got it all the way in the bottom. There, well, that's, okay, guys, so welcome back to Fishful Thinker right here. We took our rain delay. We sat in the truck for an hour and a half. We came back out as soon as the rain quit, and I think that's a double. We can swing both of these. It's all right. We'll just go ahead and
mine popped right off.
We'll swing mine up in here. See, there we go. Easy, buddy, easy. He's got right in the bottom jaw. That one right there, guys, will add to our fish. Perfect cull, guys. We're culling little pike today. Well, there's a perfect one, and we'll take a double. Nice job. I'll give you the elbow. I'm gonna hold on to him. So guys, this is a classic spot. We've not fished here at all, don't know anything about it. But I can see that we got flat grass right here, then we got steep hard rock, and then out to a main lake point right there. So it's as good a spot as any to catch one. We're gonna swing in here and see if we can stick one more real quick. We've caught so many of them today. We've done exactly what we wanted to do as far as catching our eater size. Oh, I thought you pulled on one.
We got a bunch of grass down there.
Plenty of water depth right here.
Yep.
So we'll see about that. And we got dogs playing, we got campers over here. You can see there's a campground all around this whole side of the lake right here, easily accessible. This little spot. Fish? Yes. There you go. And that's why we pull on these little corners. Oh, and he jumped and spit you off. You know what? I think that's as good a place as any at this point, guys. That's as good a place as any. So a little guy jumped off right there. We've caught a ton.
Yep.
Let's go show these guys how to fillet them. So we're gonna go put the boat in the trailer. We'll go up here in the campground, find one of the day use areas here at Stagecoach State Park and put the fillet knife to some of these, and then we'll get to cooking them. So I think it's gonna be a good lesson in the overall thing. Our whole goal today was to catch a bunch of fish to eat, specifically looking for eater fish. We've done that.
Absolutely.
We haven't caught any trout, really not a shocker. It's hot.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
You know, 76-degree water right here in the middle of summer. So not a surprise on the trout. We targeted the pike and it worked. So let's go put it on the trailer and see what we can do.
Heck yeah.
Fishful Thinker Television is brought to you by Sportsman's Warehouse, America's premier outfitter. St. Croix Rod, best rods on earth. Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors.
Time to cook these pike up. So we went ahead and filleted them. Now, if you have questions about removing the wire bones, I recommend you Google it. There's lots of really good videos on it. Trying to do it right here on the side of the picnic table gracefully is not a very good answer per se. No. So Google how to get the wire bones out. Here we are with boneless pike fillets we took apart right here. I'm gonna put them in a foil packet and we're gonna cook them right here on the Camp Chef Rainier combo, which we do a lot. Now, to make things as easy as possible, and this is really important, all I needed was a little bit of butter, which I just took out of the cooler right here. We put a little bit of butter in here. And then in this container, which I pre-mixed at home, there's capers, there's chopped green olives, there's chopped tomatoes, there's chopped onions, there's a little bit of caper juice, there's a little bit of chili powder, there's a little bit of oregano, there's a little bit of cilantro, and then there is a little bit of salt and pepper. And that's everything that's in this container. Basically, I pre-mixed my foil packet, so all I need to do is add fish and fat of some sort to it. So now I can just take this stuff and literally pour it right on here. And you're gonna see that it's gonna have a lot of moisture and it's gonna make these fillets taste really good. It's gonna run off, which is why we're on a picnic table, which is a good thing right here, guys. We're in one of the day use areas, so I'm gonna fold this up and make a foil packet out of it. So we'll fold the whole thing together. If you wanna grab that corner, Austin, and pull it corner to corner. And then we're gonna fold this closed quickly so it doesn't drain any of it out, and fold it a little bit closed, and then we'll go this way and fold it a little bit closed this way. So I've got a nice sealed up foil packet, and just like that, we'll give it a shake to get all the seasoning and everything mixed up. And just like that, we're ready to go to the fire with it. So here's the Camp Chef Rainier combo, Campers combo right here. So we turn that on, push the button, and just like that, you'll start getting instantaneous heat. And you can feel right away, Austin, that thing gets hot right now. I don't really even need to wait for this to heat up. I'm gonna go ahead and put my packet in here, and I'm gonna start it upside down so the fish is on top, and then we'll flip it over shortly. I don't need a lid, I don't need anything else. I'm not gonna have any dishes. Nope. I'm gonna have perfect fish fillets. Now, does it have to be a pike fillet? No. We came today to talk about culling pike and why, and that, and this, that, and the other. Could be a walleye, it could be a perch, it could be any kind of fillets that you like. It could even be a dark meat fish, a salmon or anything like that. This recipe will work fantastic. So we'll give it about 5 minutes on this side. We'll flip it over, get a few more minutes, turn the heat down, and then just let it simmer. Okay guys, you can hear we've got a distinct sizzle going on here right now. So I'm gonna take this packet up, pick it up and gently shake it and kind of get it turned around, get everything evened out a little bit again, and let it go back to cooking in there. When you're cooking in a foil packet, the big thing to keep in mind is don't puncture the packet. You want that moisture inside that packet to make all this stuff taste good, but you don't want to burn on one side or the other. So I recommend flipping it every few minutes until it really gets puffed up and really gets done. And like I said, we're expecting about 15 minutes total cook time. I'm a big giant fan of pike, and we love catching pike, but that doesn't mean they belong in every fishery. And I think in this particular case, the Yampa Valley is a poor place to have pike in the first place. Places like Williams Fork here in Colorado are managed for their pike. They're down in Navajo Reservoir in southern Colorado, fantastic pike fishing down there. Little different story when you get here in the Yampa Valley. So I feel pretty good about eating a few of these, and I think they're gonna be delicious too. So now it's all puffed up. We got some steam coming out. I can smell that the olives and stuff are starting to cook really good. I would say that that fish is probably done at this point. We're fixing to bust this pike open. I've let it rest right here in the foil. A bunch of them we caught were literally right here. We could have walked to the water, caught them, filleted them, and cooked them right here at Stagecoach. And that's one of the beauties of not only Stagecoach, but a lot of the other state parks around here.
Absolutely.
The day use areas, the camping, the RV camping, all the amenities here, the bike trails, the snowmobile trails, everything else around here is fantastic. Let's take a look at what our fish looks like right here. So we're gonna get this busted open gracefully, and I'm quite certain that it's going to be delicious. This recipe can be done in foil like this. You could do it in a baking dish if you were at home. We happen to be out here where we wanted to be able to do it this way, and I'll tell you what, guys, pull this down, treat this almost like a plate, because we're trying to keep this as simple as possible. Ta-da! Now, it doesn't look like much. I'm telling you guys, it's absolutely delicious. So the olives, the capers, the onions, the tomatoes, it's all cooked down. The juice is in there, a little bit of butter in there. The pike looks really good. Mmm.
Delicious.
Mmm. Guys, we gotta close right here because I got food to eat. Pike fishing, coming up to a place like here or any place else in the Yampa Valley and harvesting some pike is the best thing you can do for the resource. There's still jillions of them in here. It's absolutely delicious. And anytime we can cook lunch on the side of the lake, that's a really good sign. So we've been here most of the day today. It's been really fun. We did have the big rain delay. All good, because now we have dinner, we can sit right here and enjoy it. Come visit Stagecoach State Park. I think you'd be surprised at how fun it can be. If we were here in a cooler water period, I think we'd have done well with trout, but I'll be honest with you, I'd rather eat that than trout.
Heck yeah, I would too.
So, Austin Parr right here, walleye93 at
gmail.com.
gmail.com. He's a fishing guide. He is not a fishing guide here. Down in the metro area is where he actually guides, but gracious enough to come along and carry his weight right here, catching some pike at Stagecoach State Park. So we appreciate it. If you guys want to join the conversation, please do so on social media. Most importantly, we hope you'll tune in, and we'll see you next week.
Time now for today's best catch, brought to you by Berkeley.
Oh, he's actually bigger than he looks, too. Oh, I'm a lucky guy. You can't even see my jig head in there. This is 8-pound, trillion 100% fluorocarbon. It is right on that thing's teeth right there. I guarantee you those fangs right there are really sharp.
Berkeley, catch more fish.
There we go. No. Yeah, so till just then. Oh, and he came off too. This is the part where I catch one. He doesn't break me off from the leader. He gets me wrapped in one of those trees. Like that. Oh my. Oh my, fouled the bait. There's another one right there.
I think I've got a tumbleweed
Oh,
this
did you get a tumbleweed? All right. Okay, Tim, cut for a sec. All right, you can cut, yo. All right, you can cut, yo. Okay, cut.